Alright, one win away using FLOOWANDEREEZE. We haven't gone first today yet. 3 going second matches in a row. Match history. Okay, only 3 losses in all of Master Rank. I'm sure the game wants me to lose a little bit more, but we gotta play sometime, and we got a little bit of time tonight. Can we hit Master 2, or are we going to lose? Can we win the coin toss? 4 coin toss loss in a row. Alright. Alright, I'm going to address a lot of things in this match. I'm not going to commentate over the opponent's combo pile because they're on a 60 card deck, and we'll break it down after. The first thing I want to talk about though is the whole coin flip thing. So hitting Master 3, we lost our first match. That was against the Valence deck that I outlined in one of my videos. We lost a coin flip there. The opponent set up a board that we just couldn't play through, and we just resigned turn 0. The next match was the Empen versus Fenrir video that I put up. We won that coin toss and we ended up winning that match. It was a hard fought battle. Then the next 2 matches, we lost the coin flip, but we won those matches. I posted a video on that. And then the third match that, when we were on a 3-win streak, our third match where we lost the coin flip to go on a 4-win streak, I'll post after this match. Then, we were on a 4-win streak, so we won 1 coin toss, we lost 3 in a row, and then we still won all 4 of those matches though. And this is our rank up game now. It's just like you can't seem to catch a break, and I think the game, I don't understand why. It will give you these strings of like going second or going first, or losing coin tosses or winning coin tosses. It's really, really odd. It doesn't really do like a back and forth, which I don't think is really reflective of like real life. The second thing is when you go second, I find that the game gives you really good hands to go first with, which is fair because you want to be able to play going second. But I mean, when your opponent is able to combo off, it's like, yeah, probably not something that you're really going to have a good time against. And this leads to the frustration of when you win your coin tosses. I know some of you have commented you feel like you get bricky hands, which I understand. Thankfully, with some consistency oriented builds, you can unbrick your hand sometimes and play. But FLOOWANDEREEZE, you've seen on my channel, if you watch my videos, we've played through full boards before using just our engine without board breaks. And in this scenario, what I'm going to outline for you here, before we outline the end board here, because the opponent's almost done, they're on a 60 card pile. I looked at their deck list after. They have 3 Ash and 1 Imperm. So in their opening 5 cards, what are the odds that they have 1 of 3 Ash? And the Imperm here doesn't matter. We know they have Fusion card in hand that they're probably going to set. So you can sometimes get inside your own head, and you don't want to demoralize yourself. So yeah, there's the carrot, and we know they have Right as one of their other cards as well, right? So they're almost done here, and the reason I didn't end up continuing to show you the live recording is because this opponent took 11 minutes to set up this end board, and it was a lot of dead air in that live recording. So I just showed you the beginning and then switched over to here. So again, we know Carrot, we know Rite of Erismir, and they have 2 mystery cards. We know this is the fusion card they brought to hand, the Wandering Griffin Rider as their disruption, and the fusion will go into that Prank Kids fusion that can destroy cards. And I make another mistake here too. So yeah, they get some follow-up during the end phase, and then they're going to go bow out during draw phase to get more follow-up. So even if I do break this board, the opponent has some decent follow-up here, which is kind of scary because I have to set up enough to shut down their follow-up as well. At least with Prankits being a link-based strategy, and I think their link 1 is also at 1, right? Yeah, so we might be able to set up a board that can stop the opponent. We'll see. So during main phase 1, we attempt to go battle phase here, and the opponent chains the fusion since it has to be used during the main phase. Before we analyze what's going to happen, let me break down what our options are here. So if we attempt to bait the Griffin Rider, we cannot use map because map is basically the way that we're able to play. We need to either get Robina or an Empen in rotation. So what we could do is we can try to force the negate with the evenly matched. Well, it will definitely force the negate of Griffin Rider, or we can try to force the Griffin Rider with the Eaglin. If we summon Eaglin and they don't negate with Griffin, we're screwed, right? Because Eaglin search Empen, then we are forced to activate map, and then they probably just negate map, knowing that we have no more ways to summon, right? So we're absolutely screwed there. It's too much of a risk. If we activate map and try to bait the Griffin here, the Griffin destroys, then we're screwed as well because we summon Eaglin. Eaglin searches Empen, we summon Toucan, nothing to target, fizzles, we can't get Empen on board. If we are able to bait this Griffin Rider negate, we're going to be golden because off Empen we can actually search unexplored wins and we can resolve evenly matched. So it might have been worth taking the risk, summon the Eaglin, and if it's negated, we just lose and just resign. The follow-up play was, or the safer play was probably trying to bait with the evenly matched. So, we force out the fusion here, which is okay. They go into the Butler, I believe is what it's called, Battle Butler, yep. And they're going to get their Prank Kids effects, sure. And I do make a mistake here, and this is again why it's so important to make sure that you're reading everything. I mean, the opponent took 11 minutes to set up their combo, and then, you know, I took 5 or 6 minutes to like think and decide on what and actually go through my plays. But yeah, the live recording was like, yeah, like 19 minutes. It was ridiculous. So this card says, quick effect, you can just tribute this card, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, once per turn, right? I look at the bottom, I'm like, once per turn. I'm like, we're golden. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can totally bait out that destruction and play from there. And this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to force the Griffin off evenly. And you've seen me do this a few times. You're probably like, Quantum, why would you do that? Like, evenly would just wipe the whole board. Yeah, but when you look at this end board, I can technically play through this. Like, these aren't negates. I do have to deal with the token, because this will bounce cards back with the Draco back. But, you know, this is their only dynamic disruption left. Like, Elf isn't going to bring back anything that's threatening. So, I'm fine, you know, dealing with this board, knowing that they have Prank Kid follow-ups. If I can get Empin on board, it will negate Link monsters. I don't have to worry about a Zeus, like an XZ is playing to Zeus, but and I'll explain why, because you might be thinking like, well, what are you talking about? You have Patchy here. And then I have to worry about these 2 mystery cards. So on main phase 2, I'm like, let me normal summon Patchy, because that will probably force out the Battle Butler because they want to use their Elf, right? And sure enough, it does. And then I was surprised because I didn't know that they could do this. Like, I've seen this happen before, but it's been so long since I played against Prank Kids, I forgot. And I'm like, oh shoot, okay. So that's fine. You retain your Battle Butler on field. That's fine. Destroy the Patchy. Now I'm like, okay, good. Now you have no more disruption. Let me play. And some of you are probably like, oh, Quantum, you're such a noob. So I get inside my own head here, and I activate Map, and I banish Stree, not Robina. And the reason I do this is because I'm so paranoid. I'm like, the game is trying to screw me. I know they have Ash as one of their 2 mystery cards. You know, out of 60 cards, they definitely drew 1 in their opening 5. And again, I looked at this opponent's deck list. They're only playing 3 Ash and 1 Imperm. That's it. That's all the disruption they're playing out of 60 cards. So yeah, I kind of play myself here, because if I'm able to search Robina or banish Robina and then use the Robina search, I can get all 4 birds in rotation. So, you know, things are resolving. And we go ahead, we normal summon the Stree, banish a Prank Kids card, that's fine. And then I was really surprised again. I'm like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Because they activate Battle Butler again to wipe the field. So you can see why this is significant, right? If I would have clued into this, I would have made the optimal play and banished Robina, because I'm like, okay, they're going to pop Battle Butler again. So I have to search Robina, because when they pop on 2, I'll have an additional 2 to follow up with, right? They don't know I have Toucan in hand. So if I summon Robina here and then search Stree, and then they're like, okay, pop your Eaglin, pop your Stree, put you on, you have to hard draw Toucan in order to play your Stree and Toucan to extend to go into the Empin that you searched. And they took that risk here. So my only play was, if I would have known that this was twice per turn or not once per turn, because I'm stupid and I don't actually read the full card, realizing that the once per turn only applies to the second effect, I would have been forced to Ash check them basically. So because I don't do that, I screw myself. They're going to go Elf, Recur, that's fine. Again, not a dynamic disruption that we have to worry about. But I completely botch it here because of that one misplay, not understanding how my opponent's cards work. And that's often how you lose these games, is that, you know, you don't know your interaction and it was a misplay that causes you to lose, right? Or not making the only play that would have you have a win condition. Because if they have Ash, we just auto lose anyways, right? So, but at least we would put them on, you have to have it. So we pass turn with Trap, and, you know, it's not necessarily over, but I'm pretty sure, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty much game. So they Duster as one of their unknowns, or they drew it for turn. I'm just like, okay, that's probably game. We're gonna summon the Eaglin, and again, the problem is they're gonna search Griffin again with Fateful. They have Draco back, so even though we go for Empin here, banish trap card to flip these face down. The token unfortunately does not get flipped face down, which would destroy the Draco. We search for Advent for whatever reason, doesn't matter. But I have to go for the Ryza to out the token. And once again, we know that one of their cards is Erismir, so they're going to be able to Fateful grab back Griffin, and then look at this. This is so like, oh my god. They pitch a Maxi. So again, one of their 2 unknowns was Harpies and or Maxi, and then the one card they drew for turn, it could have been either one of these 2. So again, we'll never know what that last mystery card was. If it was Ash, then we know nothing we can do in this scenario. We lose anyways. But if it wasn't Ash, we might have had a small chance. Probably not, but you know, there is a chance. Now we don't have to worry about Draco back being in the graveyard now. Or sorry, the adventure token having it, but the opponent is just going to OTK me. So I don't resign, because I'm like, I've lost 4 coin tosses in a row. If I resign, it's probably going to make me lose more coin tosses. So I just leave this out here, or sorry, don't leave and play it out, and just let the opponent OTK me. So A complex match, probably not going to win anyways, but yeah, just pointing out some misplays in your trains of thought that you need to go through if you want to try to be successful in every match that you play with FLOOWANDEREEZE. Alright, before we hop into the last two matches that we won in Master 3 to get to Master 2, we're going to take a look at the match before the one you just watched. So winning this game means that we get into the rank up game, which obviously now you know we lost. But this is another going good first hand, but we are going second. This is our third coin toss loss in a row, and then the rank up game was the fourth in a row that we lost. But seeing the opponent on pure Kashtira, I'm like, okay, this is manageable. And they go for double Immortal of Thunder, paying 6,000 life points, and they're going for a double Xyz play. And I'm like, okay, this is good. This is actually good. Yeah, banish the Zeus, that's fine. We don't use our extra deck in FLOOWANDEREEZE. They're going to lock a zone, banish another card, and we know one of their cards in hand is Preparations. So it was either like I'm dealing with a Fenrir being brought out here and having to deal with that disruption, or, you know, if their last card was Ash, that's my only disruption to play through. Or they normal summon the Ash and go for a Synchro 10 Baron. Either way, I'm playing through Ash, I'm playing through Baron. It's only like one real disruption that I have to worry about, and that's assuming that this is Ash. But starting off, we draw Robina for turn. I'm just like, holy crap, this is like a perfect hand. But they bring out Fenrir, so ideally I should out the Fenrir. So I activate Pot of Extravagance, hoping to draw into an Evenly or a Book of Eclipse. And we draw into the Book of Eclipse, which is great, but I forgot that it would trigger the Shangri-Ira and the Diablosis. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to end up banishing 8 cards face down. So what I have to do here is actually advent away the Snowell now to grab Empen, because I can't risk it getting banished face down. We take a look here and we see that we end up banishing the one of Unexplored Winds, the one of Apex, and the one of Ryza here. So at least the whole field is face down. Now I'm going to normal summon and try to play. And at this point I'm trying to think like, okay, how is the best way to optimize this to make sure that they will only draw one card. And I have to go for the Snowell Recursion, the Empen summon, and the Fossil Dyna normal summon off Empen. The Fossil Dyna won't be beating over anything because unfortunately Diablosis has 1200 defense and Fossil Dyna has 1200 attack. If it had 1000 defense, we could have outed it. But yeah, we're just gonna like attack with a Fossil Dyna into either the Fenrir or the Unicorn just to flip it face up by battle so you don't get the draw off of Eclipse. So Empen ends up attacking into the Fenrir, and then Snowell ends up attacking into the Diablosis. This is what I thought was the most threatening cards on the field. I didn't actually realize that it was going to be game until I saw the animation, and it was exactly 2000 damage, which is what the opponent put them on when they went for the double Immortal of Thunder play. So kind of a fluke win, but we'll take it nonetheless. Funny enough, that wasn't enough damage. I would have really been kicking myself for not activating Empen's effect there to banish the Dimension Shifter in order to make sure that I cut the attack and defense in half and deal extra damage. But we're still able to take that one on a fluke, and yeah, we're on our rank up game, so we're feeling okay. I think I take losses way too seriously in this game, but it is what it is. After that exhausting 17-minute match, we end up going first on the next match that we hop into right after, and our opening hand is actually half decent. We've got two major anti-meta disruptions in the Shifter and the Fossil Dyna, and we're hopefully going to be able to unbrick our hand with this Prosperity. Nobody expects FLOOWANDEREEZE, so everyone's going to chain Max C on Shifter, thinking you're on Kashtira pretty much. And that's actually good because it's a good Ryza target for us to spin back to the top of the opponent's deck because it's a dead draw for them. So the Prosperity actually reveals a couple of birds and the map, so of course we're going to take map. Going to activate map and then normal summon Fossil Dyna first. Not that it was really a risk because you're not going to like have this effect when you're under Shifter. And if you had Gamma, you would likely have Gamma'd the Shifter here. But this is why you summon the Fossil Dyna first, is that you know, if you normal summon your bird here, you know, you bring back your Robina, summon Robina, they Gamma you, your turn ends, right? So having the Fossil Dyna ensures that you can likely resolve your combo. Also prevents Nibiru on the odd chance that someone's playing it. So as soon as the opponent kind of sees we got full rotation, they just end up scooping, and that was an easy one to get right back into our rank up game. Wow, a double rank up game, and I lose the coin toss again. Oh my god. He's got Ash. Should I have taken the Evenly there? Ash it, please. Thank you. Veiler. Insane. Is he on Sword Soul? There you go. Master 2.